Good Sunday evening, high school sports fans. Joe Gillaway with Lebanon Gazette Sports live from the Orchard Street studio. And this is episode 28 of our weekly podcast, Gazette Sports Chat, where we'll get to know participants from various realms of the high school sports world. The student athletes who play the games, the coaches who coach them, and others connected in different ways to the entire experience. We'll introduce you to tonight's guest in just a moment, as soon as we're done thanking those responsible for bringing us tonight's show. And that is our Lebanon Gazette Sports Platinum sponsors. They are Rickabaz Electric, Payor Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, The Tire Mart, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bob at Howard Hanna Real Estate, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you to these great local businesses for their continued support of Lebanon Gazette Sports and our area student athletes. We have some really good upcoming shows here. I'm just going to read you a few. We have a boys basketball show this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Here's our guest, Alfonso Burnett of Susquehanna Township, recently eclipsed 1,000 career points. We have Aiden Sally from Big Spring, Cam Sweeney from Hershey, and Parker Smith from Carlisle. We have another girls basketball show coming up. Macy Yanoski from Mechanicsburg, Ashley Berkheimer from Trinity, Jess Hallbaker from State College, and Sam Sembrot from Central Dauphin. And then a girls wrestling show. This is going to be really cool. That's already scheduled on February 6th at 7 o'clock. Eva Cruz Germain from East High, Central Dauphin East, Alicia Hidalgo from Camp Hill, Callie Bauer from Mechanicsburg, and Kylie Trossel from Elko. So thanks for sticking with me throughout telling you who's coming on, because these are some really fabulous student athletes that we have upcoming. So anyway, tonight's Gazette Sports Chat guests are four of the top girls high school basketball players in the state of Pennsylvania. They're not only extremely talented on an individual level, but they are leaders of teams who are all having very successful seasons to this point and are poised for a strong postseason run. We'll learn more about how they've become some of the top student athletes in their own schools and beyond, and how the sport of basketball has contributed to their success on and off the basketball court. It is my pleasure to welcome to Gazette Sports Chat Lebanon's Kailah Correa, Peyton Dincher from Jersey Shore, Amaya Stewart from Wyomissing, and Middletown's Jayla Koser. Welcome, ladies. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Thank you for having us.
Certainly. Yeah. I want to clear one thing. I love girls basketball. So I like boys basketball too, but I like basketball period. But I'm a big fan of girls basketball, and I know how good you guys are, like I said, on an individual level, and how great that you are at leading your team. So I've just been excited about this. So let's just jump right into it. Let's start with Kailah. What was your introduction to basketball? Like roughly at what age, and who showed you the game, and did you embrace it right away?
I believe I started playing like first grade, but my parents had put me in like a little Betty.
We lost her. Huh. Hopefully she'll jump back in. I think she was going to say her parents put her in biddy ball, I think was what she was trying to say. You know what? I can't control this. Hopefully she jumps back in. Let's move on to Peyton. What was your introduction to basketball, and at what age?
I think around like 5 or 6. I played in like the YMCA league, and my dad played in college, and I have 2 older brothers that also played too. So I think that's kind of how I started.
I've noticed that girls are typically very good athletes when they have older brothers.
Yeah.
Was it a scenario where they didn't cut you a lot of breaks, or maybe when they were younger they did, but then once you got a little older they stopped cutting you breaks?
Yeah, definitely a lot of like 1v1s outside on the hoops and stuff. So
Right. Yeah. So that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Amaya, how about you? What was your introduction to basketball?
Well, my family is just full of athletes. So my mom was a field hockey player. My dad was a soccer player. I just started in 3rd grade, and that's where my grandpa and all my uncles, they just took me under their wing and just started from there.
field hockey and soccer.
Yeah.
And then you end up a basketball player.
Yep.
Good. Okay, Jayla, how about you?
I started like 5 or 6. My sister played in like a Mara league, and they didn't have enough players. So I was like in jeans and a little tank top, and I was like, I'll play. And then they put me on their team, and I just started balling, like shooting 3 points at like 6 years old.
Shooting threes in jeans and a little pink top.
Yeah, and I had like the Skechers like lace up shoes.
Right.
It went all the way to my knees.
So with athletes like you, it doesn't matter what you're wearing, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was, and we won that game too. So.
Good. That's a great story. So we have Kailah back. Welcome back, Kailah.
Oh, for you.
That's okay. We think what you were saying is that your parents put you. Were you going to say in biddy ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a regular.
Okay. Did you take to the sport right away?
I didn't take it as serious like right then and there, but then I got asked to play on the 5th grade travel team when I was 2nd or 1st, and then I started taking it serious because I realized like the potential that I could.
Right. Yeah. You look like you were the way you play. You look like you were born on a basketball court. By the way, I mean that too. I mean just the moves that you have and the way you control your body. And do any of you guys play any other sports? Any multi-sport athletes here?
I played volleyball.
You do still, Amaya?
No.
You did.
I played this past year.
Okay. Did you enjoy it?
3-4 years. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. The sport brings a lot of emotion, so it's
absolutely. That is very, very full of energy. Those matches. And then who else was going to jump in there?
I played soccer.
You did play soccer?
I run track. I'm gonna run track this year that's coming up, just not this season. Good.
And Peyton, were you jumping in there too?
I did tennis and track.
So we got some multi-sport athletes on our hands here. Good. That's good to hear. Okay, so let's kind of jump right into things here. Talk about the seasons that your teams are having. We're going to start with team. We'll get to the individual accolades and the stuff that you've accomplished, like kind of on your own. But Kailah, you guys are coming off of a season last year. You made a big leap, okay, or a big splash. I mean, from 2 years ago to last year, you kind of turned things around a lot. You were Lancaster Lebanon 1 champs, which is tough to do. Top league in Lancaster Lebanon. You were the Lancaster Lebanon tournament runners up. You lost to Lancaster Catholic, who was really good. They were state champs. Then you got knocked off by Dallastown in the District 3 quarterfinals and lost in the first round of states. Did it feel like you weren't able to accomplish some of the things that you had set out to, or was it more of a learning season and you had a chance to play in some big games? So coming into this year, you were kind of acclimated with that.
I feel like it was a little bit of both. It definitely stung, losing back years in the championship. But like you said, I feel like it was a learning curve for us. And, we had to go through that to get to where we are now. So I have it any other way. That's
superbly put, and I was just talking to a friend of mine who's a Commanders fan. Okay. They just took a tough loss. But you know what? That's a young team. And sometimes you have to kind of take baby steps, and they didn't really take a baby step. They took a big step. But that's exactly, Kailah, what I was hoping that you would say, that, that's just where you guys were kind of at last year. And it helped you get to where you're at this year. You guys are 15-3 overall, losses to 3 really good teams, and 8-0 in Lancaster Lebanon. So you guys prepared? You think you have what it takes to go a little bit further this year, Kailah?
Definitely do. I feel like, we matured on and off the court, so I feel like this year could be the year.
And I need to mention, Lebanon girls basketball have not won a district championship, whether you know it or not, since 1980. I was even young in 1980, and I'm old. Okay, did you know that, Kailah?
I did. It's actually because we have banners and stuff in our high school. My teammates are always looking at that we could have really changed that. It's crazy. And
that's the only one they've ever won. So it would be what a kind of a service to your school and to your community if you're able to pull this off. But one game at a time, one practice at a time. Anyway, Peyton. Last season, your team went to the District 4 championship game. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. You lost to Central Columbia, who's kind of like the big bad wolf up there, I gather, just from doing some research. You're 13-3 now, 6-1 in the Heartland 1 League. You feel like you guys are heading for a rematch if things go well with Central Columbia?
Definitely, or it could possibly be a different team. I don't think Central's really as strong as they usually are, but can't knock them because they beat us 2 years in a row in the championship.
Right. So they, somebody's going to give you. You're going to have to play somebody to win it all. That's for sure, no matter who it is. How has this team improved from last season's team, Peyton?
Well, last year's team, we had seniors to lead us, and we really thought like that'd be a good team to bring a district title home. But I think this year we have a good group of seniors, and just like losing like 2 years in a row, like really like makes you want to get one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Help us a lot.
Yep, no doubt about it. So we wish you well there. Anyway, this is good luck, by the way, coming on this show. So we have a lot of guests that come on here, and then like in the upcoming days or upcoming weeks, they end up winning big games. So maybe this will help. How about Amaya? You're coming off back-to-back District 3 4A titles. That's a big deal. You led your team. I got to always include the word team, but you were the leader for sure. 2 years in a row. And last year, a trip to the state championship game. You were undefeated when you went in, and you came out 32-1. You lost to Black Hawk. I was at the game, and what a team they were. I think they had the player of the year in Class 4A. I don't remember her name. But did you guys kind of feel like you felt like you gave it your all last year? I mean, in that title game, and that basically somebody has to lose, but you're going to come back and try to do better this year?
Oh, absolutely. Last season was a builder season, and each and every game we build up for the next one, and we push through hard challenges and difficult wins. But last game was something we put our heart into, and we just chose a bad day to have a bad game. So
right.
It was an upset, but we come back, we fight this year. Yeah,
and I don't think you guys really did anything horribly or badly. I mean, you ran into a team, they were kind of hot, and they played well. But I left Giant Center that day thinking, man, what a great team Wyomissing is, and you guys had a great season. But I want to mention too that those 2 district championships that you guys brought home to your school were the only 2 in school history, girls or boys. So do you guys get a little extra attention around in the halls at school? Do they know how good you guys are and how hard you're fighting for them and their classmates?
Yes, it feels pretty good when you get a little bit more people in the audience than boys. It's girls basketball on the come up. So we're super excited to be a part of it.
Yes, you are, and you're definitely a part of it. Okay, let's go to Jayla here. You guys are 17-0 on the season. I didn't check, but there can't be many teams, at least in District 3, that are undefeated. Maybe none other than you guys. You're 11-0 in the Colonial Division. This is a brand new division for you guys. I think it's kind of an odd fit. I really used to like watching you guys play like McDevitt and Susquehanna Township and Trinity, and but for whatever reason they move things around. Do you like playing in the Colonial Division?
I mean, yeah, we're winning a lot of games, but the competition.
Well, you're winning all of them.
Yeah. The competition isn't really as hard as we played like with Susquehanna and McDevitt and all them. But it's a good feeling to win all these games, Keep the confidence up.
Right. So you beat Northern York the first time.
Yeah.
You play them in 5 days. Okay. And it's at Northern York. If you beat Northern York, you win the Colonial Division. And there's a good chance that you'll finish Class 4A with the number 1. Or you guys are in 4A, right?
5A.
5A. I'm sorry. Yeah, you moved up. But you finished 5A with the number 1 seed. Does this kind of feel like, to me, this kind of looks like one of the biggest Middletown girls basketball games in like a long time. Does it feel that way?
Yeah, I feel like if we win this game, we're gonna be unstoppable because every time we win a game, like our confidence goes a lot higher. And last year, we were really not like we didn't have a lot of chemistry together. So this year really is bringing us together, and we're playing like really good together. Like we're combined. Like I don't even know how to explain
Yeah,
it.
no, you just explained it very well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a great point. You win a big game, you come away thinking, boy, we're pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
you got to kind of keep your wits about you and not get ahead of yourselves. But you kind of prove to yourself that, man, we can play with anybody after you beat a good team. And another school that has no girls basketball district championships. Did you know that, Jayla?
Yeah.
So yeah, you have a chance to do what Amaya did the last 2 years. Okay, so let's move back to, we're going to talk about coaches. I like coaches. I mean, they can't do anything without players, that's for sure. But I'm sure you guys have some real good ones. Kailah, I met Coach Walburn earlier in the season. I had some conversations with her, and I was able to watch her coach very closely against Central Dauphin. She's in their 9th year, Jamie Walburn. Tell us a little bit about Coach Walburn.
Let me start. She's one of them coaches where I really appreciate, because she not only tries to, make you a better basketball player, she does care about us as like individuals, as people off the field. She builds a connection with players. And I feel like there's a big trust thing between me and her. I mean, if you don't really trust your coach as a point guard, your team is not really
Absolutely.
and trust you, it's not really gonna get you too far and successful. So I want the trust that we have, going back and forth. I trust her, whatever she says, I fully trust in her. That's how it's gonna play out, and she trusted me to go execute it out on the court.
That's a great point. You just said there has to be trust between the head coach and the point guard. Kind of the same with a football coach and his quarterback. I mean, you're definitely the quarterback out there, and everything kind of revolves around you, for sure. So, how about Peyton? 2nd-year head coach Mike Shaw, right? 2nd year, is that correct?
Yep.
So you started with a different coach your
Yeah.
freshman and sophomore seasons. Tell us a little bit about Coach Shaw.
He's been working with us. We were really young, actually. His daughter is our point guard. So we already had like a connection with him, and I think he really did help turn the program around with his 2 years here. And I just think like he's a coach that really believes in us, gives us really good constructive criticism all the time too.
Yeah, you got to have criticism too, but you hope it's constructively. That's for sure. Okay, so Amaya, you're up next. Fifth year head coach Aaron Anders. Tell us a little bit about Coach Anders.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what Kailah said, it's just to have a coach who cares is very important. And Coach Anders is a person who cares a lot about his team and just everybody around who's a part of the staff as well. But I basically call him the Energizer Bunny, because that man can show a lot of emotion, but he loves the game and he loves us, and he shows it every single day at practice and at games.
Wow. Unbelievable answer. If Coach Anders sees this, I tell you what, that could draw a tear or two. You know what I mean? That's what a coach wants. That's the relationship a coach wants between him and her and their player, and that's just fabulous. Great answer. And then Jayla, how about 5th year head coach Lasonda Dixon? What can you tell us about her?
For starters, she's my mom.
Okay,
So,
that's
like,
good. I was wondering if you were
hard.
going to mention that or not. That's great. Good.
It's kind of hard going through the transition between mom and coach, but I have to respect it. It's her job. My mom has been my coach since I don't know how long, since I was really little, and she's been working with us since we played AAU with her. Like, she was our coach through AAU, our whole team, our whole starting team. She really cares, like, not even for basketball. She's making sure our grades are up. She even offers like study groups. Like, if you need help with assignments, like, we have tutors on our team that can help you, or she can help you, or she can get my sister or anybody in our family to help. Like, she cares a lot about basketball, but she really cares more about our lifestyle and our mental health.
So it's a family. Your team is a family. That's obvious. Okay, I said we'd get to some of the individual stuff, and we have to, because you guys are on here because you're great individual players too, besides being great leaders and teammates. Kailah, you reached 1,000 points, career points as a sophomore. That's pretty incredible. You don't see that too often. I think you're currently, if my numbers are right, sitting at around 1954. Is that something that matters to you, that you may pass 2,000? And it's okay if it does, by the way. You're coming up on 2,000 points. Did you ever think that you might end up in this position?
Definitely means a lot to me. It was a blessing, always thought about this. And now that I'm finally here, it's honestly unbelievable. I definitely do care about it and stuff, but honestly, my main focus here, I want to win. I want to get to that championship, and I want to, win titles.
It's important that I mention too, before I move on, that it looks like you really enjoy passing the ball too. You're a great passer. I'm sure you have maybe the school record for assists too. I'm not sure about that, but do you like to pass the ball? Do you like to distribute it?
For sure. I always say this, a great assist is just as nice as a good bucket. And especially if you have teammates, that can honestly score the ball wherever. The Olive Brand, those are two big, really scores for us. I get them the ball and let them, work.
I kind of think, and I've watched you play maybe a half dozen times, I think you're the kind of player, you kind of feel the game out a little bit. I think you're more of a passer for a while, kind of figure out what the defense is doing, let them tire out a little bit, and then that's when you take over and start scoring. I don't know if that's by design, but that's very high IQ basketball to approach it that way. Do you feel like that's what you try to do?
Yeah, actually, my trainer, I used to work with him all the time. Kind of like taught me that a little bit. He's like, study the game first. Like, obviously, film and you watch games before, but when you step on the court, it's different. So kind of like read how the defense is playing, how they're playing in person, how they're, how fast they are. So I kind of like it, first quarter is kind of like that, and then the rest of the quarters is time.
Yeah, I took a friend of mine to watch you I think it was last year. Did you guys play at Manheim Township in their gym?
Yeah.
And he had never seen you play, and you started heating up like late third quarter. I said, watch out. I said, it's all over now. And it was. I mean, you just like dominated the fourth quarter. Whoever it was a big win. So, yeah, I always like when somebody that scores a lot also is a great passer too. And you're definitely that person. Let's go to Peyton. You scored your 1,000th point early last season. And I did some reading. Coach Shaw, he praised you as, he said, maybe the hardest working player in the entire area. And that's high praise. That means you're just not stepping out there, putting the ball up and it's falling in the basket. That means you've really done some things to get yourself to this point. What's kind of your routine?
I have a trainer that I lift with, so I'll lift like once or twice a week, especially like during the season. I definitely try and get in the gym every day, at least like 2 hours. I just think it's good even during the season, like on Sundays, like on off days. And then I also think like doing tennis and track plays a big role too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like footwork and just like all that.
Yeah, that's a great point. I've heard it put before, like mind, body, and soul. You know what I mean? It's not just all physical. It's a thinking man or thinking woman's game as well. So it sounds like you're addressing all of those things. And so great praise from Coach Shaw. How about, let's go to Amaya, and we're going to stick with the same kind of theme here. You're sitting at, I think, 1,649 career points. You scored 37 points earlier this season in one game against Tri-Valley. That's a school record. Okay, so you're going to walk away with that one. You need 238 more for the career school record. How important is it to you? And we know you're a team player. That's why I said to Kailah, it's okay if you like scoring points. Is it important that you're able to have a chance to kind of break some of these records while your team's winning?
Absolutely. But like I said, I can't be who I am without my teammates. And it's important that we stick together, and they're all pushing for me to have this goal. And I want it for myself, of course, but It's like Kailah, I got goals that I have for this team and expectations that we have, and we're pushing for more every single day. My points just come when they come.
Absolutely, yeah. And I saw that too. You've had some games where you didn't score a lot of points, but your team still won the games. So somebody else stepped up and they made up for whatever points that you didn't score that night, and I'm sure you were fine with that. It's all about getting a W at the end of the day. Jayla, here we go again. You scored your 1,000th point. You're a junior now. You're the only junior of the group, so you already have 1,000 in the books, and it was earlier this season at home versus Northern York. That was a really big win, too. Talk about that night, knocking off Northern York, getting a big W, and putting yourself in the Middletown record books.
I know like 2 games before that, like 2 days before that, I would sit down and like talk to God about like how I'm gonna play that night and like tell him like I knew I needed 26 points, but I was like telling him, I was like, no, God, like I'm literally gonna get 30 points. And I kept like pumping myself up for that game. And then I knew like 20 minutes before the game, I prayed and I felt it. Like I knew I was gonna get it. During the game, at first I was feeling a little nervous, always butterflies.
That's okay. That's all right.
I felt a little nervous, but I knew I was confident and everything like that. And my teammates, they knew I was going to get them points. They knew. They were feeding me the ball. They knew I was on fire. Like, yeah. I don't know what was going on during the game, but I was on fire. I was making mostly all my shots, but at the same time, I was feeding my teammates the ball because I didn't want to look selfish. Right. I'm not selfish.
No, you're not.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt it. And when I was trying to get it so bad, like off of 3, but like I got fouled, so I got it at the foul line.
Right. That's okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So, and the cool thing is it came on a night that you guys had a really big win.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of, and since we talked about all that stuff, it's important to note these are 4 very unselfish athletes. They just happen to be good enough that they're able to break records and score lots of points. So let's kind of shift gears here a little bit. Let's get away from basketball for a moment. Kailah, what do you like to do when you're not playing basketball?
It's probably one of the hardest questions.
You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Do you have any hobbies, any pastimes? You play a lot of basketball, don't you?
I do. That's what I'm saying. Like most of my...
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But no, I actually just recently went fishing.
There we go.
I was hired. It's been fun. So I went a couple times, but other than basketball, it's bad. I gotta find some hobbies because.
Do you like to sleep? Do you take naps or anything?
Oh,
there you go.
No, that's just like.
I do this a lot. I interview a lot of student athletes, kids, your age, and a lot of them say sleep. That's the first thing they say. When I get some free time, I like to sleep. So, all right, let's move on to Peyton. What do you like to do when you're not playing basketball? We know you like to play tennis, and you said you do track and field outside of your sports.
Mm-hmm. I like hanging around with my friends, family. I like going kayaking, just being outdoors. Fishing. I've gone hunting a couple times too, so I feel like just being outside.
That's the number one answer I get is hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
What do you have friends on the team?
Yeah.
Probably a lot of your friends are on the team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on and let's do Amaya. What do you like to do when you're not playing basketball?
I'm a movie watcher. I love to watch movies. I can get down with binge watching, but honestly, I'm a child of God, so reading my word is the biggest thing.
Good. Okay. And then of course, Jayla, what about you? What are your hobbies or pastimes outside of basketball?
Not gonna lie, probably getting money. I'm a big worker. I love money. I know I probably spend more than I save, but recently I've been saving a lot more.
Listen, Jayla, if you could save a penny at your age, you're accomplishing something, okay?
Yeah. I've been saving a lot more though. trying to get a car, you know.
Without being specific, we don't need to know where, but do you have a job in the area?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like to work?
Yeah, I love to work. I just love money. So like when I
Okay.
see money come in, my
That's
happiness go high.
yeah. You have to work to get money. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kailah, University of Delaware, the Hens, the Blue Hens, right?
Yeah.
That's who you've committed to. They're a Division I school in the Colonial Athletic Conference. Great academic school, that's for sure. Why did you choose this? I like to ask this question because there might be some younger kids watching who, or some older kids, some kids you guys age that haven't made their decision yet, that you might be able to help them kind of sort through things. How did you end up deciding on the University of Delaware?
Honestly, aside from basketball, it was just like the connection and the relationship I've built with the team and the player and the coach. They were one of the first schools to recruit me back in like freshman year. And since then, I've been this many times, hung out with the team. I'm always texting the coaches. It's just the relationship that we built, and then the facilities. When I actually took my tour, I was like, yeah, like knock me over.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So they're very fortunate to have you coming in. That's for sure. Let's move on to Peyton. Lemoyne College, another Division I school in the Northeast Conference. How did you go about choosing Lemoyne College?
Definitely the staff. It just felt at home, and that was like my only Division I offer. I had a lot of PSAC offers, but I felt like I wanted to prove people wrong, like overlooking me. So I feel like it's a great place to build something there too.
It's in Syracuse, New York, right?
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes from Syracuse.
Gonna have some rough winters up there. You know that, don't you?
Yep.
That's far enough away that you can get away and be your own young lady, your own woman, but the parents can still get in the car and come up and visit you and watch you play. So
yeah.
that'll be exciting to be able to, kind of start the next chapter of your life and have to be on your own a little bit, with the help of your coaches and teammates, of course. And Amaya, University of Albany, another Division I school in the America East Conference. How did you come about choosing Albany?
It's always a family thing with me. If we can build a relationship in an instant, then you have my heart. So especially that night when I went to my visit, I knew from the bat, like these are my people, and I need to commit right now.
You felt a connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's I just talked about mind, body, and soul. You kind of feel like your souls are connecting sometimes with people like colleges or friends or coaches, and when you feel that, it's hard to go elsewhere, right?
Yes, and especially the academics that they had. So that's my first thing I look for.
I think I got 4 really strong students on my hands here tonight. I get a feeling that you guys do pretty well in the classroom too. Jayla, you're a junior. I'm not asking you to get ahead of yourself here, and I'm not asking you what schools you're interested in either. That's your business for now. But do you want to play basketball in college?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's usually a dumb question with somebody like you. But I still want to ask because sometimes they say no. I think I'll be done and I'm going to go on to something else. But do you have any not schools in mind, but the type of school you're looking for? You want to stay close, get it farther away, or don't you know that yet?
I'm sure I want to go really far. I know that my family wants me to stay close because obviously they're my family, but I want to be independent. Mm-hmm. And I want to learn my own ways. Like I don't want to rely on my family anymore. I want to learn how to be grown and mature the right way around people that can help me mature and figure out my life with them instead of always relying on someone that's so close to home or my mom or my dad or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no better way than getting plopped somewhere hours away from home. And again, it's nice that you're close enough that they can visit, but you just kind of, when you get to that age, you just want to kind of find out what life's all about, with you in charge, basically.
Right.
Okay. Let's one more question. Let's talk about we're kind of addressing the classroom piece. Kailah, do you have any idea what your field of study is going to be or a major, and what is your commitment to your studies like now while you're still in high school?
I have not decided what I want to major in. I am gonna go in undecided. And in the classroom, I'm not gonna lie. Through high school, it was a little challenging sometimes, just with the fact of not everything's about basketball. I have to get stuff in the classroom done first. But grateful for the people around me, coach, family, kept me straight. But I'm looking to major in something that kind of has like a broad and wide like job opportunity because
Right, great.
what I want to do yet. So hope kind of like a wide option.
And I'm glad that you know that you don't have to choose a major yet, and that's smart for the people that aren't ready to. So Peyton, how about you? Any idea what your field of study is going to be?
Yeah, I think I definitely want to do PT, physical therapy.
Great field, yeah. Yeah, and it's usually with an athletic background, it's kind of like a really good fit, Amaya, how about you?
Collegiate athletes, mental health is a huge thing. And I want to be a sports psychologist.
Oh, wow.
I want to be a part of that movement. Start small and go big. And wherever it leads me. So it's very important.
Yeah, why do I get the feeling that the things that you talk about that you want to do, you're going to end up doing? I just want
to get it done.
I can tell that.
I believe her.
I do too. Everything she says, I believe her, right? And it's going to happen. And then, Jayla, I mean, again, you're a junior. Do you have a major now? Are you majoring in anything that you want to kind of use once you get out of school and get into college?
So I really love like little kids. So I'm probably going to major in education, but I do want to minor in business because obviously what Kailah said, there's more job opportunities in business, and probably do real estate on the side.
Okay. Well, if you like money, real estate is like a very good field to get into.
And
that's
I love
sure.
houses. I love viewing houses. Like I used to sell my mom, like I used to literally go on Zillow and share houses to my mom and be like, Mom, we should move here. Or like just be like going through like the price ranges or like just how they look. Like, I don't know. There's something about it just makes me feel like, I don't know.
I get it. I do the same. I'll go for a drive on a Sunday afternoon just to look at houses.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I like it too. I could totally understand that. Okay, so this is the way we wrap things up. We're going to take a 180 here, get away from basketball altogether, and we're going to do what's called keeping it light. Okay? Now, keeping it light is going to give our viewers the opportunity to learn a little bit more about our tonight's guests, what they like to do outside of basketball. Okay, so we're going to start. Let's go backwards. We've been going Kailah down to Jayla all night so far. Jayla, what is your favorite meal? Go-to meal.
My go-to meal, pliables. I love pliables. They're so good. I just have one today. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, not for you, I'm sure, but for some people, they're not really familiar with a pliable. Okay, I am. I like them too. What is a pliable?
It's like a fruit-based, like smoothie kind of, but it's in a bowl. And then you can get you can make your own, but I get like granola pieces, and then there's bananas, any fruit you want, and then you can get like Nutella, peanut butter, caramel, anything like drizzled on top.
So you can keep it as healthy as you want or as unhealthy as you want, right?
Yeah.
Or kind of blend the two together a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. Okay, let's go to Amaya. How about all-time favorite athlete? Any sport, any level.
Oh.
Or an athlete that you like. That all-time thing, that puts a little pressure on.
No worries. Candace Parker and Maya Moore. Ooh, Candace Parker.
Yeah.
Candace Parker.
Yeah, that's two of the best ever. For those at home, great college and WNBA players, and they're two very good choices. So let's go to Peyton here. Let's see. We got Peyton. What about favorite TV shows? Do you like to binge at all? I know Amaya, you're the one that said you like to binge watch, right? Do you have any like series that you like to watch?
I really like All American, but I finished that.
What is All American?
It's on Netflix. It's about like football, bunch of high school kids, Equality, justice, bunch of that.
Good. That sounds good. Now, are you the type of person would you let that go for a couple years and maybe dive back in and watch it again down the road?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the kind of the kind of TV viewer I am. I'll let it go for a while, but then I got to get back to it if I like it enough. Okay, let's go to Kailah. How about all-time favorite sports team?
Sports team.
For sports team, any sport, any level.
Probably have to go to
What is it?
2016 Cavs, probably.
Okay. The one thing the most impressive thing about, first of all, I like LeBron James a lot. Okay. But I thought what was most impressive about the 2016 Cavaliers, they weren't loaded with talent. Okay. Obviously, they're NBA players, so they're all talented. But versus some of the other teams that have won championships with 2 or 3 Hall of Famers, LeBron was a really big part of that championship. But are you a LeBron James fan?
It's weird because I'm not like big him. I have to give him respect. One of the best players ever play basketball, but I don't know. It was just something about that team. It was so interesting to watch. I don't know why it was so entertaining.
Yeah, and they beat Golden State.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. One more round. We're warming up a little bit here. How about let's just jump over to Amaya again. Favorite genre of music and artists?
Right now,
Right now.
I've been really into my worship music, so I'd say Maverick City.
Okay.
My favorite song by them right now is "In the Room."
In the Room by Maverick City.
Yep.
For those at home that like worship music, you don't even have to like worship music. If it's good music, it's good music.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
I encourage all of you guys to listen to it. You'll really
Good. Good. If no mystery why you're such a positive young lady, by the way. I mean, you kind of seem like you're grounded and that you feed yourself with the right things, and that's so important. How about Jayla? Let's do you like sweets?
Yeah, here and there.
Okay. Favorite dessert?
Probably. I don't know. That's a hard one.
Okay. Well, then we don't want to put you under any pressure here. How about favorite candy?
Okay.
That's better.
Probably Starburst.
Starburst. Okay.
But like the whole, like all pink, like the whole pink, like I don't really like all the orange and red. Like I can eat red, but like I don't know. I just
well, there's different shades of pink, aren't there, with Starburst?
Yeah.
Isn't there like a lighter pink and then a darker pink? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Peyton, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. I do this every show, and I'm gonna ask you the question that nobody wants asked. You might not even like me anymore after this one. Favorite book?
Favorite book?
Amaya, are you glad I didn't ask you that? I bet you have a favorite book.
I have a favorite book.
Okay, we're gonna go back to you after we get one out of Peyton here.
Okay, so
Or a book that you like.
I don't even read.
Okay.
But I did have to do a book project for my English class, and I read The Help, and I thought that was really good.
Good. Okay. Good. Yeah. Let's
watch the movie.
No, I didn't watch it yet.
To watch the movie.
Just so you know, that's a common answer. I don't read. Okay, so I think more people that I interview don't read than do read. Amaya, what's your favorite book?
A coach recommended it to me. It's called The Energy Bus.
Okay.
But there's scratch that. Chop Wood, Carry Water is also a really good book.
Okay.
Chop Wood, Carry Water.
And you do read, right?
I do.
Peyton, I'm just joking.
Just a little bit, though. Not a lot. Like I don't.
Okay. That's Peyton. I'm sure you get your share of reading just by doing your classwork and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's go to Kailah. Finish up, keeping it light here, and let me find one. All right, celebrity crush. If you don't want to give me a crush, if that embarrasses you or you're just not comfortable with that.
No, I got this.
This is going to be a 2-part question, by the way. What's your celebrity crush?
Let me see. I want to go like Janae Aiko. I got her. Yeah, Janae Aiko.
Now, who is Janae Eichel?
She don't know.
No, look at me. Do I look like I know Janae Eichel?
The girl. It's a thing.
Okay, so everybody else knows Janae Eichel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody anybody here Eagles fans?
Oh, Kendrick Lamar is this? Yes, I am an Eagle fan. Go Birds.
Okay, man, was that something or what?
Oh.
That didn't kind of feel too good for a while, though. I mean, that Commanders team's pretty darn good. You know, it just, you guys know how it is. Like usually the cream rises to the top, they say, but it took a while. And what a great season for the Commanders. Okay, two more things, and these are going to be quick. First of all, one of our sponsors is Payor Apparel, and they provide a T-shirt, one of their T-shirts to all of our guests. So I'm going to ask you guys. Going to start with Kailah. What is your T-shirt size? Like a men's T-shirt?
You can do small.
Okay. Peyton?
Medium.
All right. Let's go to Amaya.
I'd say a medium for men's. Yeah.
Okay. And Jayla?
A medium too.
Okay. All right. So I'll email you guys and get Jayla. I live right kind of close to you. I should be able to just drop it off to your mom or something. And the other ones I might have to get in the mail, or wait and see if you guys get back to Giants Center and bring them down there. How's that?
Sounds good.
But Peyton, yeah, I think so. Peyton, you live a little bit further away. I live in like the Harrisburg area, so I'll get your address and mail it to you. Okay, last thing. I know I keep saying last thing, but this is the last thing. How about shout outs? I'm going to tell you right now, you have, oh boy, a lot of 200 people watching right now. And I guarantee you this is going to like grow and grow and grow. They'll watch it later tonight, tomorrow, and next week. So you guys have some fans out there. You have some loved ones, some family members. Amaya, you look like you're ready to do a shout out. What are your shout outs?
Shout out to the Great Danes, you know. Obviously, I always got to shout out to my Danes. You know, they're doing really well right now, going on a good run. Hopefully make it to the playoffs. But yeah, shout out to the Great Danes. Shout out to Wyomissing girls basketball, all that.
Good. How about Kailah? How about you?
Gotta shout out mom. My mom, Duke.
You gotta shout out mom. That's true.
Here without her.
That's true. Good one. Peyton, how about you?
Definitely a shout out to my parents for sure.
Okay. And you can't go wrong with shouting out parents, by the way. And Jayla, how about you? What's your shout out?
Definitely God and my teammates. My teammates, without God and my teammates, we wouldn't even be here right now. You know?
Right. Okay. Great shout outs. Great show. Awesome guests. I mean, this is why I do this, is to meet kids like you. And, I always walk away from shows like this feeling like smarter, feeling fulfilled, feeling like this reminded me that I have the best job in the world, interviewing great student athletes. So thank you very much. Once again, we have Lebanon senior Kailah Correa, Jersey Shore senior Peyton Dincher, Wyomissing senior Amaya Stewart, and Jayla Koser is a junior from Middletown. Thank you. Best wishes for a healthy and successful postseason. I'll get these T-shirts out to you, and hopefully I'll see you all playing soon. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep. Take care. It was fun.